Universities, of course, have a big role in attracting jobs here in our state, keeping folks here in our state, growing the state's economy. So I'm super pleased to talk to two folks who have a big role in all things university here in the state of Michigan. University of Michigan President Santa Ono. So good to see you again here at the big desk.
Great to see you.
And we have a new face here in Michigan, the president of Michigan State University. It's so good to have you here, Kevin Guskiewicz. Welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
I have to ask you, President Ono, last year it was your first time at this conference.
That's right.
I asked you how things were going. You were enjoying it.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for your fellow president?
Enjoy every day. It's a lot of fun. It's a great state to be in.
Yep. It's great.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the University Research Corridor. A new report just came out showing us sort of the economic impact that these universities, we should include Michigan State University as well, as your two universities are part of. President Ono, tell me a little bit about what the report showed economically.
It's extraordinary. Actually exceeds my expectations. As you know, we have a $24 billion impact on the state. The universities have almost $3 billion of research. The startup activity is enormous, and we have more employees than GM or Ford. And so I think that universities are going to be the spark plug for the economic engine for the state of Michigan.
So Kevin, you are new to Michigan. Tell me a little bit about when you heard about the University Research Corridor, what piqued your interest, and where do you want to see it go in the future?
So I'm on a 48-stop listening and learning tour on our campus, just about finished. I got about 6 stops left. I've done that all in about 12 weeks. And one of the questions I've asked each of the deans and senior leaders as I've been on that tour is, how can each of your colleges or schools on the campus contribute to the University Research Corridor in a partnership with the University of Michigan and Wayne State? Because we each bring some unique talent to this. We're focusing on 4 primary areas around artificial intelligence, sustainability, health sciences, and advanced manufacturing. And so I'm glad that we have 4 areas of focus right now. And so I'm excited about the ways in which we're going to contribute collaboratively with the 3 great research universities to have an influence and impact on the economy of Michigan.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that collaboration. Sometimes universities can be siloed, right? So talk to me about what it looks like aside from just, the corridor and having meetings. I mean, what does collaboration look like between these 3 universities when we're talking about this research?
I can tell you that over the past almost 2 years, the 3 institutions have really been working very hard to identify those areas of focus. And we have major grants now. For example, in the space grant that supports all of the universities in terms of artificial intelligence. And the ROI is already apparent. We're getting collaborative grants, and the magnitude of those grants is doubling almost every other year. Mm-hmm. And so I think it's going to double in AI in the next 3 or 4 years, and it's extraordinary. And that's going to be the economy of the future, and it requires that we work together, because no single institution has all of the research assets that are necessary to give back to the ecosystem. And I'm so excited about what's happening in Michigan.
Well, let's dig in a little bit to AI if we can. This is my, 14th Mackinac Policy Conference, and the first year that AI has actually been on the agenda, like an actual, speaker's item. Now, of course, this is not the first year that AI has been part of our conversation, but I think it's interesting that it's rising now to this level. Clearly, it is something that universities need to be thinking deeply about. President Guskiewicz, let me start with you, whether it's URC research or how AI is impacting university life today.
I think when it first showed up, Zoe, a year and a half ago, people were, ChatGPT showed up, the faculty were up, many faculty were sort of like, we have to defend against this.
Sure.
It's going to create all sorts of challenges. How are students are they going to be using it inappropriately to help advance, their, in terms of how they're taking exams and writing papers? And I said, no. We have to embrace it. It's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. Let's find a way that we can use it for student success initiatives. Let's find a way that we can think about the jobs of the future preparing our graduates for careers and jobs that don't even yet exist today. And so I'm proud of the way in which we're building it in. We're looking at a new initiative, at Michigan State, our Engineering and Digital Innovation Center, which is going to reimagine the way in which we prepare the future engineers that are going to be needed for those jobs and careers that don't even yet exist.
President
It's going to
Ono?
be involved in almost every sector,
Wow.
whether it's education or whether it's healthcare. It's transforming the way we do business. It's not going to replace jobs. It's going to actually make jobs easier. It's going to enhance the quality of the experience for all workers across Michigan. It's going to position Michigan to be a national leader. Almost $400 million of research funding is coming into the state, and that's going to double in the next couple of years. And so it's exciting. It's going to be part of a sustainable future. It's going to be something that differentiates this state from other states around the union.
So what's the story then that we need to tell about Michigan vis-a-vis these jobs and future jobs, right? And we're going to get to talk a little bit about this later in the week, all of us. But I'm curious what more universities need to do to get folks at the table having these conversations. President Ono, I'll start with you.
What's remarkable right now is that the stars are aligning. I have never been in a state where the governor, the state legislatures, the mayors of the cities are all coming together. And we're developing plans together with business leaders of Michigan. The Grow Michigan Together Council has some bold recommendations that we're implementing. And so I'm really bullish about what's going to happen in the state of Michigan in the next 5 years.
Agreed, and I think those four areas, those four sectors that I mentioned earlier, that the University Research Corridors decided this is where we bring great expertise, and we're going to even be better when we collaborate more, and it's identifying ways that will attract new businesses and companies to the state of Michigan. That's going to help with the Grow Michigan Together initiative to help with population growth, and we want to be sure that I'm proud of the fact that we place so many of our graduates back in the state of Michigan to help drive the economy, and especially in the healthcare area. As you well know, that there's a shortage of healthcare providers, and the three universities among the University Research Corridor placed more graduates in those healthcare fields, especially in nursing, than any other state in the country.
Well, we've got about a minute or so left. I do want to talk very quickly about the Grow Michigan Together Council. President Ono, you were a part of the council. It, of course, sort of had this splashy debut last year.
Right.
I'm curious about what you see as the next step forward. Of course, recommendations came out in December. What's your role now moving forward? I mean, you brought in President Guskiewicz, so we're +1 at least in terms of population now. I don't think that's going to be enough, though. So what's coming in the future here?
As you know, one of the key themes of those recommendations is that universities have to be the spark plugs. And this is a special time. We have 3 university presidents that are working together collaboratively. It talks about what happened in Austin. It talks about what happened in Research Triangle Park. We have 3 dynamic Research One universities bringing in enormous amounts of funding. We are enhancing our technology transfer. We're going to work together so that roadmap, the Grow Michigan Together Council roadmap, becomes a reality.
Okay. Well, and we should note, I mean, this is the first time also that there's some stability and there aren't interim titles in front of some of these presidents' names, so it's going to be really interesting to watch. President Santa Ono of the University of Michigan, President Kevin Guskiewicz of Michigan State University, your first conference. Welcome again, and thanks for the time.
Thanks so much.